Welcome to our devotional diary today. We'll take a minute and talk about communications. Back in the day, creating a communication device with 2 tin cans and a string seemed to be a fun thing to do for some of the kids. That was back in the day when we would use sticks as pretend guns and play outside. That was a day when kids learned to make do with what they had. As we look at communications today, we really stand amazed at the advancements that have been made. There was a time when communications was made by beating on a drum or sending smoke signals to carry the message a great distance. The Romans and the Greeks came along and they had military runners. They called them posts, and they would run the equivalent about 25 miles, and then they would pass the message off to another courier, another post, and they would run their leg until the message finally got from the general at the front to the king, or from the king to the generals at the front of the battle. So communications has been made through a number of different devices along the way. When the United States was just in its young days expanding west, we had what was called the Pony Express. Guys would jump on a horse and ride their horse to a station and hand the bag off to someone else, and they would take it and ride their leg, carrying the crucial messages from coast to coast. Then the trains came along and they transferred the mail on trains. Trains carried payroll and money in safes. Bank robbers found out it was easier to rob a train than it was to rob the bank. Problem was sometimes the demolition guy that was there to blow the lock off the safe would get a little over aggressive, put a little too much explosive in the charge, ended up blowing up the safe, blowing up the car, sending mail and money everywhere. So sometimes the mail didn't get through. Nowadays we have the United States Postal Service. They've done a pretty good job for a pretty long time. For the most part, they've kept up their motto of delivering the mail in the rain, the sleet, the snow. Nothing was going to keep the mail from getting through. Today we have newer means of communication. We have email, we have Zoom, we have FaceTime, and other ways to communicate almost immediately over great distances. Communications has come a long way, baby. The experts in communications today say the new horizon is artificial intelligence. They insist that that's going to be the thing of the future. You know, about 2,000 years ago, God upgraded his communication system. We hear about that in 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 19. Peter tells us about this communication upgrade. He says, "We have a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto we do well, if we take heed." You know, God sent his Son personally to deliver the message that he had for his precious creation. He didn't send a secondary ambassador. He sent his Son. We're told that Jesus was the Word of God, and he came to make the Father known to you and to me. And Peter says we need to read it. We need to take heed to what it says. The great London pastor C.H. Spurgeon said that of John Bunyan, the highly respected and noted classic author of Pilgrim's Progress. He said John Bunyan loved the Word of God and spent time in the Word of God. And this was the quote: "You could cut John Bunyan any place, and he would bleed the Bible." I want to encourage you today. Let the Word of God be more than just a reference book that you consult when you're in a difficult situation. Let the Word of God be your daily morning paper, that resource you consult to give you insight on how to direct your day. Oh, I hope that the Word of God is the resource that helps you set your course, the resource that lays the foundation on which you build your life, one block of truth at a time, one brick of wisdom and knowledge at a time. This foundation is unmovable. This foundation never changes. It's the bedrock of eternal truth. Let the great communicator, Jesus, yes, he was even a better communicator than Ronald Reagan, let him give you the infusion of divinely inspired truth to saturate your soul with wisdom and knowledge. Sign up for God's communication upgrade today.